There's been people fighting for tenant rights in Oregon for at least 15, 20 years.
Soaring housing prices and the growing rate of homelessness is a concern for many across the state and the country. But a historic bill signed into law by Governor Kate Brown Thursday aims to change that, making Oregon the first and only state in the nation to have statewide rent control.
Just here in Jackson County, we're looking at 48% of the whole population that rents their homes.
Under the new law, landlords can only raise rent on tenants once a year, and those rent increases are capped at 7% plus inflation.
We've heard cases of people having an over 100% rent increase just in a matter of days.
Landlords can also no longer evict a tenant without cause once that tenant has been in their property for more than a year.
So it prevents people from being kicked out of their apartments for no reason at all.
But there are exceptions to the new law for landlords who own 4 or fewer rental properties and for landlords whose properties were built within the last 15 years.
In a lot of ways, rural Oregon actually needs this protection a lot more than the bigger cities do.
Joseph Tumlin of local advocacy group Rogue Action Center has been fighting for a rent control bill for 2 years. He says the law is a step in the right direction, but there's still more work to be done.
It really allows for still a very, very large rent increase. If you're in an apartment that is, say, $800 a month, it still allows a single increase of around about $100.
Even landlords in Southern Oregon are taking a neutral stance on the law.
It was the best bill we could get.
Mark Nichols, a landlord with the Southern Oregon Rental Owners Association, says they knew the bill was going to pass and that it could have been much worse from his organization's perspective.
Hardly anybody gives that much increase in your rent.
But with more restrictions in place for landlords, Nichols says he anticipates a future problem.
It could have an adverse effect.
He says instead of solving the housing crisis, he worries the law could make things worse if landlords leave the rental business altogether.
They don't want to be a landlord, and they're going to sell it to who can afford it.
In Medford, Amanda Rose, NBC5 News.